Beldray roller cordless vacuum cleaner is ready to go back together. What? Hey? No, you haven't missed anything. I had to wash that filter. I have no idea what sort of skanky crap hole the previous owner of this thing had, but whatever it was, although it barely picked anything up, bless it, probably was completely overwhelmed, and the smell from this was unbearable. Now it just smells like washing powder, and I found this hidden inside. So today we're actually going to take it apart a bit, and I'm going to show you inside because this lives there. And then, I don't know, we'll do something else, I suppose. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums, how are you today? Yes, I've had a peek inside here, and that's when I found this, which smelt just as bad as the filter. This is the exhaust filter diffuser, and to get to it, a couple of these peel back slightly, and then inside are 3 screws, not 2, not 4, but 3, and that's the one. There is one there, it's in the middle. 3 screws, and then it clips onto the side. Or in this case doesn't, just comes straight off, revealing underneath here. Now, the next thing that we have to do is take out 2 more screws here, which form the charging base. Then we can get this piece of foam back on and back into place where it belongs. So we'll take out these 2 screws, and then that then means that we can separate this, where we can see, look, our battery, which is dated June 25th, no, May 2020, sorry, 13th of May 2020, Shuzo Vagu. Vagu, oh my goodness, 29.6 volts, it's basically just, in fact, look, we can take the wheel off, and yes, this wheel literally, and I put a little bit of grease around it to try and help, rubs that part against that part. At least the Vax Air Revolve did have some bearings, bless it. Let's take this apart a bit more, because it's not going to be every day that you're going to see one of these, which will disconnect the battery. Oh, hang on. I've taken the wrong screws out, but it carried on coming, which means that I didn't put one of the screws back last time. Whoops, shocking. You don't expect anything more of me. Anyway, there we go. So we have ourselves just a semicircle of 18650 cells, I would imagine. On this side, we have the motor, and we'll take this out as well. Show you what is what. It's a nice little design, this, actually. It's just a shame it's made from terrible components. Because, under here is the motor, and it's tiny. Teeny tiny. And somewhere on it, if I can, here you go, take all of the bits away, it is a little brushed motor. It is basically tiny. It really is really teeny tiny. And I'm now actually thinking, flip, I should have, in fact, tell you what, I won't wash this. We'll just get rid of it, like so. Yes, little, where are we? There we go. 200 watts on this cleaner. Now, far be it from me to, question manufacturers' bold claims, but apparently this is 80,000 RPM brushless motor, optimum force technology, twice the suction of other cordless vacuum cleaners. Asterisks. Oh no, wait, okay. So it is a completely big fat lie compared to other cordless vacuum cleaners. Under the box, this is why it's all rubbish. Dyson are terrible at this. Look, compared to the Agility cordless. So that thing must have been an absolutely atrociously terrible thing for this to be better. Right, we're getting a little bit sidetracked here, but equally, yes, there is our little teeny tiny motor. Here is a little PCB that runs the whole thing. There's a There's a board number there in case anybody's seen it. There, no, other way round. Here is the board identification in case anybody has seen this before. Right, I'm going to get this back together a bit more. This little diffuser piece, I suppose, sits here. And actually, I had to undo this surround piece as well. I say undo, I sort of lifted it up to get the thing off. But I think it's going to be easier to put it back together with it off. Because, yeah, this goes just around here, like so. Very, very simply. And clips over some standoffs, like so. Then this goes back on and just clamps it down a little bit in between as it goes. Then we can take our charging port, and literally it's probably the same as they'll use on their cheap kettles, I'd imagine. It just sits on there, and then these two screws hold that into place, rather like so. Then we can slip our wheel on, or we should have done this first, but I think, having done this before, yes, it's so cheap that it all just sort of moves around very nicely. And then with all this just floating around in here, we can line up the screw tabs. In fact, actually, we need to make sure we have lined them up, don't you? Because there's not 4, there is 3. And yes, this is where this side clips on. So, marvellous, that is that. And then, yeah. Do these screws back up? I've got grease everywhere now that I've touched all of inside there. Oh, bother. It hasn't really made a difference either. It is still very, very scratchy. These seem to be sitting back down again nicely. It's certainly not going to be opened up again. Right, I'm now going to take a wet wipe just to get my finger marks off of the thing. And yeah, in theory, that now doesn't smell. God, the whole thing's holding greasy marks now. Stop it. You've got to be filmed and look nice. Right. The next thing that I took apart was the Cyclone. And look, I found an emptying bin. This is how you empty it. And inside of here was this seal, which is probably now going to fall out every single time I empty the flipping thing now. So that could be a bit of a pain. It certainly fell out straight away when I didn't even fire the hose at it. It all went into soak for the afternoon, and I just washed it up with the rest of my day's washing up. Hoping I can just put that in there and then push it all in with the flap. Almost. Just this back part here. There we go. So yeah, one little bottom bin flap there. So yes, this will go on here. Nice washed up shroud. Then our washed up, a little bit stained at the bottom. I'd imagine it's only about to get worse. And then we can line up our little lock symbol with there. And that, in theory, should be that. Line up the red dot with that. And there we go. That's not too bad now, but there was a fair bit of dust on the filter, so it did need cleaning. And now, yeah, we can't turn it on with the hose. I keep forgetting that the hose you have to turn it on by the machine. When it's that's a bit better now. But apparently if you hold it, it does turn off. Okay, you can turn it off whilst holding it, but you can't turn it on. Right, next thing to do is to give it a big old test. With the thing now not smelling, stinking like mad, etc., I strapped my GoPro thing to it, and we're just going to vacuum my downstairs. As you can see, there's quite a lot of mess everywhere. Phoenix sat up there eating something earlier. There's been stuff piled up in this corner all weekend, which has caught all the dirt. So, then the best thing we can do is give it a bit of a vacuum and see if the Beldray can cope. We'll stick to normal mode. what a mixed but not terribly surprising bag. The worst thing about the entire flipping thing is this. This isn't too bad so far. This is just appalling. This just does nothing but ride over the surface. It just feels like it isn't really doing anything. It gets up a fair bit of stuff from hard floors first pass, but it's just too wobbly. There's no mechanism there to stop it from just free flopping about. And I don't know if you noticed when I was using it, but I managed to sort of do that to it without really meaning to it. That is tiny. This is just really, really short. This isn't too bad as a machine. It's very nice. It does what it tries to do. This, as a little cordless suction unit, isn't too bad. The big question though is what in here is like. Now I did feel that the suction was still very good, especially when I finished off doing the desk. And yes, indeed, we can see that this HEPA filter does do a good job. Thing is, how dirty, if I can get it out, is this filter? Not terrible. Bar the fact that there's a lot of fine dust on it, it's okay. What happened is that everything stayed on here. I bet this is going to have triple the suction it had now. And yeah, we have ourselves a nice full bin. We are going to test that theory now, actually. Is that going to just go straight back all over the filter? Or not? If we just get the bin back on. No, that's not right. Where is it? It's here, it's on the side. You'd think it would be somewhere by that flat piece, but nope. There it is. And then, yeah, by the time you turn it on, I mean, you can use it in this configuration. Of course, you can use it like this, and yeah, you can definitely flip it around in whatever dimensions you wish. And yeah, it is going roughly straight back onto there. I think this is a slight problem that the cordless vacuums of all makes and models, colours and creeds, races and religions have, is that because on an upright it's always going to be used in one orientation. If you turn a DC-14 upside down, you're going to deserve a dirty filter, let's be honest. But with these handhelds, they're designed to be moved. My V11 cascades itself with dirt. If I dare to tip it up when it's got a little bit of dirt in it, you can feel it trashing about inside. This is no different, but like I said, if it wasn't for this, it would be really nice. There is okay suction, it's not fab, but it pulls the dirt away, shall we say. And yeah, considering that I've only bought this because of the fact that it looks and does that, I am fairly impressed with the Beldray roller cordless, even with its frankly shocking marketing claims, the lying little sod. So should you buy one of these? No, absolutely not. Please do not buy a Beldray roller cordless. If you want a vacuum cleaner to actually clean your house, if you're a collector and you like the idea of a £50 cordless GE Roll Easy or Vax Air Revolve type job, which is what I bought it for, yes, pretty fun. Love the form factor. I mean, it's not even that terrible, apart from when it is that terrible, which is mainly on there, actually, on this rug back here. It was worse because I presume it couldn't skim at all. It just glid over the surface. It was worse than on the carpet. Am I going to use this for any real length of time? No, absolutely not. I'm probably going to box it up and pop it away for now. At least for now. I have a couple of thoughts and feelings. This tool adapter is ever so close to the one that Dyson uses, so I do feel there could be some fun there, but I've got other things to be getting on with, and it's a big thing, sat around here, even sat on its little dock like so. So yeah, it's all going to get cleaned up again now, go away for a while, and yeah, we'll get it out another day, because yeah, of course I'm going to keep it. I think these are going to be pretty rare in a couple of years. I know a couple of other collectors who have, after seeing this one and the fact that it's not a scam have also bought some, because yeah, you just don't get form factors like this anymore. So, UP Global Sourcing UK, A for effort, A for design, D minus for implementation. The problem is, and bless it, it's not this one's fault, this is built for a budget, although I think I've seen it for about £200 retail, which is frankly shocking. I think I paid just about the right amount of money at 49 something, including postage. Definitely only worth that, nothing more. If they could improve upon this perhaps, not quite sure how, because you need to smash a bigger motor in it. That's a bit difficult because the Shark IC160, which makes this feel like a toy, bless it, and it seems like a toy itself, that's only £250. And I don't think I'm going to be cramming a V11 or V10 motor in there terribly happily either. The batteries are just not going to like it. So it is what it is. It is just a fantastic little curiosity piece, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. And who knows, we may well see it again soon. But until then, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I, and possibly this, will see you soon. Bye bye.